Standing here, I realize you were just like me, trying to make history. But who's to judge the right from wrong? When our guard is down, I think we'll both agree that violence breeds violence. But in the end, it has to be this way.
To the world, welcome. That's the wrong screen. I'm SECRONA, and today we're doing something a little different. Now, as you know, as a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer and just an all-around content creator, I usually love to try to self-promote myself and usually love to try to get myself some attention. And by love to, I mean desperately cry for help, begging to the algorithm gods to please send some love my way. I'm desperate. Please, I'll take even the tiniest little bit of scraps. Just please, just a little bit. But today we're doing something a little different. Although I will be doing that later today with a video that is going to be coming out later. That you guys are definitely going to have to check out, which the stream will redirect to when I'm done. But we're doing something a little different, where it's not just going to be about me today or some other people that I'm collaborating with. I love you. Is that you trying to go, please don't hurt yourself? It's not worth it? But no, today we're doing something a little different. My brothers have no idea I'm doing this, but yes, I do have, by the way, multiple brothers. I am actually the youngest of 4, for people who don't know.
You'll get it in due time. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
All right, but hey, first off, hello everyone. How you said send love. Arg. But like I said, doing something a little different. Recently, one of my brothers, has started writing a book, and so to get himself a little more well-known, he's created himself a website. Well, he popped out. Oh, there he is. You know what? I thought this was going to be a surprise, but I guess not. Ladies and gentlemen, my eldest brother. How you doing today? But for people who don't know, I live with one of my siblings. My other two siblings either live like right across, just right on the next state over, and one lives like smack dab in the middle of Washington State. But yes, recently he started writing a book based off of kind of his own D&D tale, not quite set in the world of D&D. It kind of is, but it's kind of its own land, not exactly the normal world. And so in order to help get this a little more well-known and help try to get this ready for publishment, he decided to try to get his name known. So he has created a website. And on this website is one of the things that he's been doing is, you know, I figured I could try to show off the website, try to get it a little well-known. Although I, to be fair, haven't explored a lot. Again, I've been spending a lot of time doing my own thing. But one thing that I figured we could do is not only does he get his name with his website, which you guys could comment on, which is pretty nice, he is also doing a podcast with my brother. Do you guys like war? Do you guys like death and destruction? No, you don't? Okay, well, how about fantasy war and death and destruction that has nothing to do with the real world? All right, I thought so. I thought you might like that. Well, then you guys are in for a treat because these guys, two are talking about not World of Warcraft, Warhammer 40K. Sorry, I had the word war stuck in my head. For some reason, my brain transitioned to World of Warcraft. I don't know why. So I figured to start the stream off, we would look at one of the recent podcasts. And this one is based on Necron weaponry. Before people ask, I know very little about Warhammer 40K. The most I know about are the orcs, but that's because I guess what you would call an orc stan. I love orcs. Orcs are so awesome. But I figured we could spend the first half an hour listening to this podcast. If we have time, I might do some other stuff, but I do want to do a call to action that as soon as we're done watching this, guys, if you guys would be real chads and chadettes and would go ahead after hearing this, just go over, not necessarily saying you have to subscribe, but at the very least, leave a question for them. So they have a question to ask for the next podcast. Help them out. Help them with the YouTube algorithm. Help get the name known. Big fan of Siege of... I barely know anything, but I'm still support it. All right. In that case, let me turn off this music. Like I said, this is based off Necron weaponry. For people who don't know what Necrons are, especially think of it, to kind of sum it up, this is kind of an inaccurate summary, but think skeleton, think undead cybernetic wizards. Kind of what they are. Not all of them, but it's kind of an inaccurate summary. It's kind of true, kind of not. And yeah, no, this is my eldest brother and my next older brother. I might pause every once in a while, but mostly I'm just going to let them take it over. Let me know if the volume's good for you folks.
Hello, and welcome to Warhammer 40k's Grim History from the Beyond. I'm Zekthar.
And I'm Yugson.
And we are the chroniclers of all that was, and all that will be in the 41st millennium. We have seen the rise and fall of many empires. But this month, we will be speaking of the oldest surviving empire in the galaxy. I speak, of course, of the Necrons.
Right you are, Zekthar, the Necrons, the cold and lifeless horde of soulless robots that began their empire 65 million years ago.
Thank you, Yugson. And now, without further ado, the history of the Necrons. And today, we will be discussing the powerful weapons of the Necrons use, mainly the most vile and powerful Gauze weapons.
Right yours, Zekthar, but let us not forget the other powerful weapons wielded by Necrons.
I can still hear. I'll be right back, guys.
And Tesla carbons.
Very well. Yuxin, since you are so interested in these weapons, why don't you start us off with your favorite?
Well, let's talk about cryptic weapons. Cryptics, them being technosorcerers and all, have a variety of weapons only they can solely use. These weapons are used to generate different phenomenons based on whichever sect the cryptek comes from. There are 10 different types of crypteks in the Necron race, and each involves a different concept of technosorcery. There are chronomancers who wield time, psychomancers who deal with psychosis of the enemy, breaking their brains. Plasmamancers are masters of energy, while geomancers, which are also known as alchemists, deal with, well, alchemy. Ethermancers are weathermen that actually control the weather, and observationers who are prophets. Technomancers are very important to the Necrons because they are the mechanics of the robot race, while Voidmancers control dark matter. Dimensionalists are the navigators of space, and last but not least, we have the Datamancers, who are engineers. While not all of these crypteks use weapons, those that do use weapons that are particular to their craft. An example is chronomancers utilize weapons like the Einstave, which can trap foes in a bubble of slowed time, specifically manipulating the flow of time in a given place. Whereas psychomancers utilize weapons such as the Abyssal Staff, which emits a swirling mist that can cause people to fall into impenetrable madness that deal with psychological manipulation. Now that I think about it, technosorcerers wielding staffs, staves, lances, kind of reminds me of older times, you know, like how magic users from back in the day used similarly items as conduits.
All right. Already, two things I want to say real quick. First off, I already have one thing I would suggest, which as you guys saw me walking off with it, better microphone for one of them. But I think I'm insisting harshly that he use the new microphone. Let him use my Yeti. Second, one thing I've learned today now, I'm probably not going to retain a lot of this information from the pictures, though, from the different symbols for them. If we look back here, I didn't realize, kind of fitting, that they're all not tombstones, caskets. They're all in the shape of caskets with each the symbols in the middle of it. That I thought it's a pretty nice touch. Games Workshop, nicely done.
How magic users from back in the day used similarly items as conduits for their magic spells. What are your thoughts on the weapons that the crypteks use, brother?
Honestly, I think it's very similar. The difference, though, is that cryptics are using technology, as opposed to the magicians that you talk about from back in the day anyways, use something called magic, which a lot of people argue is science. It's just something that nobody else really understands. This is something that can be taught, though, what the cryptics do. It is something
That one as someone who's played D&D, that one I slightly disagree with. Again, but then again, this is set in the Warhammer 40K, but usually whenever I think of, there is some like basic ingredients, which is kind of where the science thing comes from it, but most of it comes from arcane. Most of the time you think of like arcane magic, which does come from a magic source. It's just that in order to use said magic source, it requires some of these different ingredients. So I can see why it's kind of thought of as science, but it's definitely more of based off mystical powers than anything else. But then again, that's my thought process, and I could just be blowing steam. Like, again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not an expert in this stuff. This is just my basic knowledge.
that can be taught, as opposed to, well, wizards did anyways, which is you had to have some sort of like magical gift. But
Like that.
In effect, they were also taught.
well, yeah, I mean, it's not all of a sudden you, as a wizard, you wake up one day and go, I think I'll be a wizard today. Fireball! Yeah. But at
Base
the
choice
same
on
time,
spells.
anyways, only the select few, anyways, can be taught this, as opposed to with technology and science, Anybody can be taught that, which I find kind of interesting. Now with the Necrons, which does kind of also move them much more towards the wizards, is this aspect that it is a select few that are taught this, and it's mainly because they're the ones that kept a sentient being amongst themselves from the Necron tier. You couldn't just straight up just teach a Necron warrior cryptotech because their brain's pretty much gone. You could, though.
This faction has the potential to be an actual group in Warhammer's universe. It is an actual faction in Warhammer's universe. It's one of the original factions in Warhammer's universe. This is why they're talking about it.
Anybody, anyways, and
Dude, you'd be right,
Necron
Billy. They would be great.
army, anyways, you could teach them.
It has the potential.
Simple things, but most of them, anyways, that are very powerful is because they've dedicated their lives to it. Much like in Terran 42, people get doctorates in all sorts of different sciences. Unfortunately, they can't, wield fireballs or things like that, but they can blow stuff up or make kind of cool things. I mean, now, do you think that's accurate there, Yuxin, on this whole analogy, or do you have a different idea?
No, sounds pretty good. I just find some of the names just, like, for example, Eldritch Lance,
Yeah.
a Harp of Dissonance.
My personal favorite is the Psychomancer. To me, anyways, that just sounds like if you were talking about, like, for instance, a wizard of old, anyways. It's like, who's he? Oh, he's a psycho. Huh? I don't know. He's a psycho, a trained psycho.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One could argue trained
It's
psychos would be
completely
orcs.
different from the Necrons. I mean, Psychomancers, as far as I know, aren't completely insane. As opposed to, what's the group? Wait. Yeah, Necron Destroyers, who have gone actually insane. And they end up augmenting themselves into completely different forms. And why they're insane, the Necrons don't even like them, is just simply because they just destroy everything that is not robotic.
Hence, the name.
Yeah. The worst of them, anyways, are Destroyer Lords. But we can get into that later, especially because they normally wield gauze cannons. But I do have one question before you can continue on, Yuxin. What is your favorite staff that the cryptotechs use?
Are you talking about by name or ability?
Both, actually.
Well, I find the fact that they would name.
Hold on a second. Sorry to hold the thought, but is that the brain inside his hand? Is that the thing that's causing the gauze energy here? Not gauze energy. Gauze energy is actual science, isn't it? That looks like he's holding a brain. So is this that one of the and I've already forgotten the term, but Psychomancers? Is that what it's called? People use. Never mind. I'm just kidding. This makes my brain hurt. Oh, that might be your brain in there then.
Actually.
Well, I find the fact that they would name something after what I swear is a magical spell of some sort, the Eldritch Lance. But
that does sound very magical.
That or the Harp of Dissonance. That also seems like,
They actually call it the harp. Is it a harp?
Yep.
It's an actual harp.
Probably.
Like, harp? Wow.
It actually is
A Necron
cool in
with a harp.
itself, and I actually might put that as one of my favorites of theirs also, because basically when it's utilized, it creates a single booming bass note from electrum strings that can transform even adamantium plating into brittle glass.
That's actually pretty cool.
It just seems... Yeah, it seems cool at the same
Electric harp, go.
I have this funny image of my head. All of a sudden, this Necron starts stomping forwards, and this one just appears up front with a harp. And
I was just thinking, anyways.
Strings, a few of them.
I was just thinking you made great fans, anyways, from all those people that learned to play the harp as kids, anyways. Going, yeah, eat your heart out, Metallica. We got a harp. Well, anyways, I digress. Okay, so and that's probably your favorite weapon that cryptos use? I like the staff, anyways, that kind of is like a flamethrower.
No.
I can't remember what they call it, but psychomancers use it quite a bit, and it literally it is a giant engulfing flamethrower that also carries on their wonderful capabilities of the whole insanity bit. We have other things, anyways, to talk about as well, anyways, and one of your particular favorites is actually the Tesla weapons.
Yes, these exact weapons unleash bolts of living lightning that travels.
That looks like a BFG, doesn't it?
After hitting the initial target, because the lightning discharge becomes more furious with every fresh arc, they have been observed to crack ceramite and plasteel. Tesla weapons, similar to Gauss weapons, have varying levels of power and subsequently have versions wielded from infantry units to vehicles. Unlike Gauss weapons, though, you'll not see them on pylons. Instead, you will find 4 Tesla spheres on a Necron obelisk's hull to fight against foes entering its airspace.
Pardon me, Yuxin, for the interruption, but are you telling me this is very similar? I mean, we were just talking about Wizards of old. This sounds so much like Chain Lightning, that old spell done by Wizards in the past. Is it like that?
It's kind of an inverted version by the way that we understand it, because normally when it comes to Chain Lightning, it's one person and then it hits the next person, it's a little bit weaker, and the next person it's a little bit weaker.
This has like, the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, still, though.
The first person can get off pretty scot-free. The last person that gets hit by it is going to have a really rough day.
I find it funny how Warhammer 40k sometimes has loose connections with Terran 42. I mean, the Tesla weapons were named after a scientist called Nikola Tesla, who is known as the first human to experiment with this type of weapon technology. Likewise, on Terra 42, there was an inventor, electrical engineer, and mechanical engineer who also went by the name of Nikola Tesla. He invented machinery that created and used electrical current known as alternating current, or AC.
So you're saying there's actually 2 of them?
Yes.
In 2 different universes? Huh. Interesting. I don't actually know a whole lot about the Nikola Tesla from this universe, but I do know a little bit anyways about the guy who was in Terra 42. Very interesting person. Had a very combative relationship with another inventor by the name of Thomas Edison, if I recall right. But I digress. Yeah, Tesla weapons are, in my opinion, kind of very interesting, just simply because they're like direct area weapons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. Because
perhaps I should elaborate.
Like a cannon where it just hits indiscriminate areas, it's more of it'll hit this general area and keep moving.
No, I mean more along. Well, yeah, yes and no. I mean, like for instance, if you have a cannon and you aim it at something anyways, and you fire, right, and then it hits whatever it's going to hit, and then it explodes, causing aerial effect. You don't know you know you're going to hit your target, and it's going to destroy whatever you're hitting, but all the shrapnel anyways has added benefits. This I think is a little bit more finite, and then grossly chaotic afterwards. So you aim it at something anyways, and you fire, and you're hitting your target that you want to hit, right? And then after that, who knows where it's going to go. But it's going to be directional. It's going to pinball off a bunch of different people anyways, and the farther it goes, the more deadly it's going to be. So that does actually kind of beg the question for me anyways.
It's like a ricochet, but it gets stronger.
Like a regular soldier anyways first, and then hopefully anyways he's got like a bunch of tanks behind him.
Yeah.
Is that the thought process?
Well, of course, then at taking it from the next point of view, though, is if he dies, any following strikes are gonna miss, right?
Why?
Because he will no longer be there.
Oh, that's not necessarily true.
Okay, so that's kind of a
Because
catch
all of a sudden,
22
yeah,
with
you
these
hit
things.
that
Then.
one thing, it dies.
Okay, here's another thing. Does it lock on to like the next bit of matter? Because if it doesn't, what's to say that if it like say hits a random guy, like say that I get shot and like pings off of hits me in my my left pec and I'm wearing like body armor. Whether I die or not is irrelevant because then it just goes shooting. Depending on how it's hit, does it just go like shooting immediately like directed towards the next person? Or does it just go based off of like, how an actual ricochet would? In which case it could go like scattering somewhere out there in the buoys. Or even worse, somewhere back towards another Necron. Because that would be very unfortunate. That would make the... I'm sure they've got to have found a way to like finite it so it actually like hones in on like the next closest thing, right? Because if they don't, I can see how a lot of experimentation went on where like, aha, we've got this gun that bounces off of people and, it'll ricochet off of someone and then it'll hit something else and it'll be stronger. And then they're like testing and shooting soldiers and it bounces off and hits another Necron, like get a headshot and the head just explodes. Something like that. So it's again like this idea where it's like there must be a way that like somehow bounces off. Like they've got to have found a way to like direct it. Either they have the most amazing aim in the world to be able to be like I'm like like billiard shot like going like 8-ball corner pocket, kind of something similar to that is like off this guy, off this soldier, onto the space marine that's next to him, onto the dreadnought behind him. Something like that. They have to be that good of aims, or which I guess if they're based on, they're essentially, undead cybernetic wizards. They might be able to have that kind of thing where they're able to perfectly like calculate the trajectory, or somehow they've got to like get it to somehow like have the gauss, whatever the gauss material is made out of, like be able to bounce off of, like specifically hone in on the next closest bit of moving material. Otherwise, again, I'm afraid it's like, if you take a shot, somehow gonna bounce off like into the middle of the sky or like against a rock or against another Necron. There's gotta be some way that they like somehow finite it into like homing in on someone else.
Dies.
So then the current.
Here, I'll back up just a little bit. Ricochet trajectory. Let's see. I think Noah was thinking of people explode hints lost connection. I had an idea more like you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Their appearance looks like they're mythical god. It does kind of look like that. A lot of Warhammer 40K, I think, is based like a lot of the art styles have at least one faction of each army that is based off of some sort of mythological god, I believe. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of, references to the Nordic gods from what I've seen, or just any old mythological god. English shooter Splatoon be like, Ricochet trajectory is sort of up to the design of the author in the realm of imagination. Exactly.
Yeah, you hit that one thing, it dies.
So then the current
You can't
dies.
really hit it anymore, so it won't jump to anywhere else.
Okay, so I just thought, anyways, it literally just like bounced from surface to surface to surface. It actually goes from biological to biological?
It goes from target to target. So it.
Well, then what does it matter if he's dead or not? I mean, if you
Well,
zap
first of all,
him, he's
you'd have
dead.
to be able to hit something that's on the ground.
Well,
Like
no,
laying
I'm
down
not saying that we hit the dead guy. He's alive when we hit him, but then we kill him, right?
Right.
So then it bounces off of him because it's gone into his body and it's still shooting out. He dies after the bolt's already gone, right? Or are you saying as soon as the biologic is done, the current is over?
What I'm giving as an example is, okay, you hit
All
that
right,
guy,
all
he
right.
ends up dying, it ends up going off into other things. Well, as the weapon works, it's the more times it fires, the more times it hits something, the stronger it'll be. Well,
Right.
you no longer have that connection to those other things that were hit.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is it actually channels the
So
life
it can't
force
jump
of.
to those things anymore the next time that they try shooting, right?
Here, I'll wait until see.
So what are you saying? Are you saying anyways it channels the life force of whatever it hits the first time anyways, and it's actually using that as another conduit?
I believe so.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
basically it's a living lightning that consumes off of.
Oh, okay. Now that makes a little bit more sense. So you wouldn't want to hit just like the weakling soldier, like a grot. If you're attacking orcs, you wouldn't want to hit that guy because he'd just zonk out like almost immediately, and then the lightning would just disappear. You want to hit like a war boss. So
Or you want to hit like in the middle of a group multiple times. Because then you actually have that collective area that's actually would be consuming from. Right?
Okay, so if it's based off of a life force, here's something else. If it's based off of life force, and that would make sense if it just like, dissipates. But what if why would it dissipate if the person already died? Like if you hit the person, okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you hit someone, the bolt's not like just staying there and manifesting, and then it like determines, oh, is the person still alive? Am I still drawing life? Okay, now I'll zip off. No, it's literally a ricochet, right? So it literally goes ping, or like ping, right? So it wouldn't matter if the guy was alive or not, unless it's saying like unless you're saying like the life force is like so, like it has to pull the life as it's like leaving. Like kind of like, you're grabbing onto something and pulling it along with you. And if it has nothing to pull on with it, then it just dissipates. That would make sense. But in reality, I figure like it's moving so quick. Like I'm assuming this is a fast projectile, right? Kind of like a bullet, only faster because it's a Gauss rifle. I would assume that it would go pew, and before the guy could even like die, it would be traveling towards another target, right? That would make more sense to me. But then again, this is fantasy, so it might not even follow that logic. I can kind of see the, trying to pull life force, but again, my brain is my brain's fighting me on this because it's like, it would be moving too fast for it to matter. That's how I use rail guns, although the repeat and they're smaller. In a nutshell, strike it bounces off or turns a living matter to ash. Strikes and bounces off and turns living matter to ash. Yeah, it's a little different than that, but you're close.
Also begs the question is, what's the range on this thing, especially after the second hit? I mean, it sounds like what you're saying anyways, it works better if you're like shooting into a mob of people because everybody's all packed in real close, so therefore anyways it kind of zaps around everybody. But if you've got...
Here's another question. Sorry. Again, another question. So does that mean if, like, say you had a square, just like a person north, south, east, west, and you shot and it just pinged off of them, would it eventually come back around and hit the first guy again? Because that feels like that'd be like very logical that it would do that. But again, this is Warhammer 40K. It's fantasy world. I have no idea. Or would it just create like an infinite loop until all four of the people in that square just die? So like, would it make one round, hit the first guy, second guy, third guy, fourth guy, stop? Or would it go first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, dead, 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 dead? That'd be something to figure out on. Mega propelled projectile versus explosive propelled projectile. A lot quieter and a lot more kinetic energy depending on the energy load of the projectile. Me likey.
like 4 people and they're all based at 100 yards, can he hit the first guy anyways and it will zap to the next person?
I am not sure about that. I think,
think it's a
maybe
possibility,
we should move
or-
on to your favorite weapons.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to think
Apparently
about this
Nixon's
anymore.
done
Let's move on.
Which is okay, because we're going to get into the meat of what the Necron warriors actually use, which is gauze weapons. Gauze weapons are an exotic form of directional energy weapons used exclusively by the Necrons. These weapons destroy the enemy by firing a green-tinged blast of lightning-like energy that shears apart the target's atomic bonds, literally stripping their bodies apart atom by atom and molecule by molecule. It literally destroys the DNA of the target, which is, to me anyways, just downright scary. Now I know, Yuxin, we have discussed the fact that Necron technology is far beyond anything in the solar system, even after 65 million years, which has confused actually both of us for quite some time. The fact through all that time nobody has brought about tech like this is just ridiculously bizarre. Now, every species has brought new destructive capabilities to war, but nothing like this. The most common weapon that uses this kind of destruction is the gauze flare.
Look at this. Everyone look at this. Tell me that's not just one of those like squirt gun pumps, you know, the one that you find a source of water, you pull the one end and then you push the end and shoots water out. That's exactly what that reminds me of. It's probably the tubing. Sorry. Anyways.
Wielded by every common Necron soldier. About the size of most rifles, it glows an eerie green and has an axe head attached to the barrel, which really seems obtuse. Yet when Necron warriors get into close combat, they can wield the gun with extreme efficiency, thanks to their robotic limbs. Now, Yuxin, I want you to hold on to that thought because we are going to talk about this later. It still doesn't make any sense to me. But moving on. A simple weapon to the Necrons, it is the most dangerous infantry weapon in the universe, with the exception
hydro
of the
pump
Dark
guns.
Eldars' Dark Lance, which fires actual dark matter. Yet, as opposed to the Dark Lance, which is a heavier weapon, much like the Saw and Terran 42, the flare is more commonly used, like the AR-15. The Necrons have a similar weapon as the Dark Lance, known as a gauze blaster, that is...
Okay. This is the question that I had because I posted a question on the website. Tell me, does this look automatic to you guys? Speaking of the bayonet, there you go. There's your bayonet. Because this would pose very scary thought. Because we're talking about how scary a gauze rifle is. Imagine a gauze rifle, but you can shoot rapidly. And again, with 2 barrels, fire, 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 fire. And this just looks like it's an automatic weapon to me. Here, let me... I pulled up a picture earlier. The way they're holding it, it looks like it's a heavy weapon, right? It looks like it's something that... It looks like a minigun. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like a minigun because it's 2 barrels instead of like 6 barrels in a circular formation. But it looks like something you will hold that would... The way you're holding it, it looks like... I mean, no, the more I'm looking at it, I guess it looks like they are just holding giant turrets. But I can see how it could be automatic. Again, I mean, not full auto. But again, you know, one barrel shoots, next barrel shoots, another barrel shoots, this barrel shoots, alternating. I mean, gauze rifles are already scary enough as it is. I'm hoping that they don't have access to automatic ones because that just seems... They look like T-900s. They do! They look like the Terminator. They look like Terminator, but they decided to put on football pads for some reason. This looks like the scene from Terminator 2. That's exactly what it looks like. But yeah, no, that imagine how scary that would be. It's like, oh, it's a Necron. Oh no. Oh shit. And then it's like, oh no, they have access to full auto weapons. We're screwed. Everything within a 20-mile radius is screwed. No. 20-mile radius. I'm making up numbers at this point. T800 2.0. But yeah, no, just imagine how scary. Wait, that's a weird way of holding it. Why wouldn't you hold it like this? Never mind. You know what? I'm not gonna. T800 4K 40K. Nice.
It's very similar, and it's used for suppressive fire. While the flare is a common weapon for the Necrons, Gauss weaponry is used in much more varieties than just simply the flare.
Continual
and
fire, that would be.
blaster. They use it as well in cannons and heavy cannons, which just kind of destroy everything in front of them. While flux arcs, exterminators, annihilators, and obliterators, love these names, are used as defensive weapons. Flux arcs and exterminators are large batteries that fire massive beams at anything that comes close, while annihilators and obliterators shoot a wide doming pulse that encompasses a massive area, very similar to like a bomb going off. This detonation obliterates any armored or biological within the vicinity of the blast. Now, Yuxin, you may ask, if they have such advanced technological capabilities in warfare, how have they not taken over the Milky Way? And honestly, that is a good question. Before you give your answer, do you mind if I give mine?
Sure.
Okay. Honestly, I think it's just because they're still kind of waking up, and they haven't conglomerated yet. There is no unity with them at this point. You have too many different sects, and there's too few of them. I mean, it's a good example, anyways, is an old expression, which is 15 angry, hungry dogs can still take down a lion. And that's kind of what they're looking at this point, anyways. I mean, like, for instance, humanity in and of itself, they outnumber them. It's got to be something like, what, 100 to 1, Yuxin?
At least.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you've also got the orcs, which are also very vast. If it was literally like Zarek thought it was going to be, and it was just going to be the Eldar.
Okay, going back. The reason why the orcs are laughable in this case is because orcs are by far, like Necrons, the Necron technology is more scary, but like the theory is the fact that they're slowly waking up is so there's less of them. So the next scariest thing would be the orcs. And the only reason why the orcs haven't just taken over everything is because of three things. One, they're not the brightest bunch. Two, they love to fight. And if they don't have anyone to fight, they will fight each other. And three, most of them aren't aware of one of their biggest powers, which is their psychic abilities, which are weak when they're by themselves. But when they're together, become increasingly more powerful. And so, to the point where when more and more orcs start getting together, it starts becoming the Wa. And if the Great Wa ever happened, I'm pretty sure most races would just be eliminated at that point. I think if the Great Wall ever happened, even the Necrons would probably get swept. Unfortunately, again, orcs like to kill each other too. Why? Because they are born to fight. They love to fight. Literally, one of the things that makes them probably one of the least evil is they're not doing it for, like, any particular message or any, sort of religious aspect. No, they just do it because fighting fun.
You've also got the orcs, which are also very vast. If it was literally like Zarek thought it was going to be, and it was just going to be the Eldar that they had to compete against, they would have already beaten the Eldar, in my opinion. But their advancements in technological warfare, while it's impressive, other races have gone different directions that also work very well. I mean, like, for instance, okay, Yuxin, anyways about the bolter, right?
Right.
A classic
It's the most
weapon.
common thing. I mean, go ahead and describe it for.
Well,
Right.
most common is probably a las rifle, but you know.
Well, fair enough. But that's not nearly as impressive as a bolter.
Well, when it comes to destructive power, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean,
Isn't
it's
a
a
bolter
75
essentially like a-
caliber explosive tipped mass reactive bolt. I mean, it literally fires out when it hits something. Anyways, it actually it's got the capability actually to push through. Anyways, most armors, and then it's got like an explosive back into it that explodes. It is very ancient, but at the same time very effective. But that's what the humans use. Not only do the humans use that, but the orcs use it too. I mean that's all orcs use, or bolters. But
Because they make a lot of noise.
yes, they make a lot of noise. I mean, they can't shoot worth crap, but if you're close enough, they'll blow you away.
Or if there's enough of them around, it doesn't matter how well they can shoot.
Right? It's just mass fire. But
Again, the orcs, it literally, if you had enough orcs and the orcs convinced themselves that their guns are better than all guns and could never miss because of how broken their psychic abilities could be, it just happened. Again, if you have a wall and all of them start believing, okay, if we paint our guns like, say, I'm just going to make something up. If we paint our guns blue, they'll never miss. And every orc starts believing it. Pretty soon, all their guns are going to be blue, and they will never miss a single target ever again. Again, orcs are completely just unlogical, and it's part of the reason why I love them so much.
okay, so I've given my 2 cents anyways about the Necron race and why, with this advanced technology, they simply haven't conquered everything. What do you think, Yuxin?
Well, I think one of the reasons is, as you said, the fact that they're just so outnumbered.
Yep.
And they are divided. Because, let's just face it, humans probably, 3 of their planets, hive worlds, probably exceeds the population of almost half of the amount of Necrons in existence.
Okay, hang on. I got to stop you right there. I would say half the Necrons' existence that are awake at this point. Right?
I don't know. Like, one hive planet can have billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of people. Just one of them.
Right.
And
as far as we know, anyways,
we're aware, the Necrons don't have nearly as many as they used to, because either they'll never wake up, they die.
Oh, we're getting back to Zarek again. Great. Go ahead.
Or
go
they've
ahead.
somehow been screwed over. So,
Bye, Zarek. Go ahead and say it.
Before, one of the reasons why they went to sleep is because they didn't have the numbers. Well, now they really don't have the numbers.
That's a good
Even
point.
less than they did before.
But at the same
Orcs
time,
in all
it's
universes are
significantly
silly.
more powerful.
Except for
Okay,
Orkai.
so
Orkai are just
The
scary.
male versus
Not in a silly way.
it's the weight between the amount of force versus the volume of force.
Gotcha. So here's my question for you, I guess. If in the next 5-10 years all the Necrons wake up and Zarek actually unifies all of them, do you think they could actually conquer humanity?
No,
Really?
because there's way too many other factions out there that they would have to be dealing with at the same time. Plus, Zarek would be focusing on the Tyranids, not the humans to begin with.
Well, okay, if I recall right, anyways, Zarek, his main concern, anyways, about the humans is there's so many of them, which means that not because he doesn't think he can beat them. It's more along the lines that they will cause more biomass for the Tyranids, and then they'll become way too powerful, and they'll just eat everybody.
Not necessarily.
Well, I'm saying that's his worry. Okay, so real quick. Okay, we could definitely go back into the argument of Zarek, or I think actually, which is far more interesting.
But the reason why they keep talking about Xeric is my brother Noah told me about this a bit is because they every single time they talk about the Necrons, Xeric is always something that comes up and comes up super frequently. And no matter how much they try to stay away from talking about him, he comes on back. More about Xeric. See, come back. I have worked somewhere they live in. The level of torture it takes to make an Orkai is enough to make a largest. Sorry, wrong button. Wrong button.
Is this concept of hand-to-hand combat? Why is it still around in this universe? It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. I mean, we've just literally talked about this Gauss weapon that literally destroys DNA of whatever it shoots at, right?
We're getting back to the axe
Right.
now.
Why is it then that it's like, well, all of a sudden people are still fighting with swords? Which I also have to add on a completely different note. The chain sword. That is the most ridiculous thing ever. I mean, it looks cool. It just
It's ridiculous,
wouldn't work.
but it's awesome.
Anyways, go ahead. Go ahead, Yuxin. I just had to say that. I'm sorry. But go ahead, Yuxin.
Well, it depends on the situation and what you're trying to slice into, right?
Have you ever
Are you
used
trying to
a
slice
chainsaw?
through? Well, let's face it this way.
Okay. Counter argument. Most of the people that I see using chainswords are space marines who have tank for armor. I mean, if you were giving it to like normal infantry, like say the is Imperial Guard, is that what they're called? Is that the faction that's essentially just the normal soldiers? Imperial Guard, right? No, Imperial Guard doesn't sound right. That sounds like a Star Wars thing. What's the faction? Now I need to look this up. Warhammer 40K factions. Not gactions, factions. Imperium of Man, I believe is what it is. Are they going to give me pictures or are they just going to give me? No, I can't. Let's see here. Oh, they are the Imperial Guard. Okay. So yeah, like if you're just giving like a basic infantry unit from the Imperial Guard chainsword, it wouldn't make much sense. So you're absolutely right. But if you're giving it to say a space marine who's trying to not cut into something with everything that's humanity. Okay, so it's the Imperial Guard. Gotcha. So literally, if you give a space marine a chainsword, on the other hand, and he's like trying to cut into something, like he cuts into like say what's the big Tyrannid? There's the biggest Tyrannid, not the biggest Tyrannid, but there's like a Carnifex. Like trying to you got the sword in its neck, but you're not cutting through Carnifex's neck right off the bat. Like here, let me bring up a picture of what a Carnifex looks like for everyone who's not aware. That's a small picture. Let me bring up a big picture. That'll do. Let me. That's a mech. And that's a space marine. There's no way if you're getting like close combat, a chainsaw that you're cutting into that thing with one strike. So again, if you manage to cut into one of its fleshy bits and you have a chainsword, it would make a lot more sense. I could kind of see the argument for how the chainsword kind of a stupid tool, but if you give it to a space marine, it makes a little bit more sense at least. And again, why you would use a chainsword when you have something like a bolter wouldn't make much more sense. But again, if you're out of ammo, you need something, like I say, if you run out of ammo for said bolter, then having a chainsaw might be a nice substitute. That's my thought process. So yeah, again, bolter, much better, but if you don't have access to a bolter or you're out of ammo, chainsword? Okay.
Using a regular blade trying to cut into a tree. Having a spinning blade trying to cut into a tree. Which will be more successful?
The sword, if you're actually slashing at it. No, seriously, if you're using a chainsaw against the tree, what do? You put it up next to the tree so the chain can do its work. You know how long it takes to cut down a tree? Now imagine doing that anyways with a sword that has that capability, but you're trying to go through armor. You're literally going to be sitting there going, could you stand there for half a second, sir?
Counter argument, you can put a lot more force in. You can also put force in. Like a chainsaw, that's the point of a chainsaw. Okay, fair enough. I'm starting to get too much into the chain. I got the chainsaw mentality stuck in my head. You can still put force into swinging the sword and let the blades dig in afterwards. Not only that, but you've got lots of little blades that can do a lot of the work, versus if you're smacking with a singular blade, that blade's going to lose its edge pretty quickly. So again, the whole mentality of having lots of spinning blades going against a tree and letting it do its work versus smacking a sword against a tree, that sword's going to start getting really dull really quick. Especially since it's a sword, and swords were not meant for chopping down trees. Of course, it depends on what kind of sword. But again, mostly swords, it's not the same as an axe. A sword is not the same as an axe. It's meant for chopping into bone and flesh, not trees. Sorry. Continuing on. We're almost done.
Okay, hang on. Let me get this warmed up. No, oh, it's got to bite. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now give it another couple minutes. Now you're really going to feel it. Doesn't make any sense.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
Part of it, I think, is because of the fact that, first of all, you have to be able to hit the enemy before it reaches you.
It's the little tape.
Which, if you look at originally, for example, most of their weapons were gauged towards, for example, the old ones, the Quarks, and the Eldari.
Right.
Okay, let's face it, the Quarks, there's so many of them.
They have chain axes too. I forgot they had chain axes, to be honest.
And their whole viewpoint is get in combat, tear everything apart.
Well, not only that, but they're huge. I mean, try to imagine anyways hitting, the weak spot on the side of a planet. Yeah, they're just monsters. Anyways.
And let's face it, you would have to hit.
Well, again, there, Colin, we're getting really stuck on the chainsaw mentality. Well, if you guys have questions about chainsaws, you guys have a question for this video then. But no, that's true. If you hit it against armor, but not everything has armor. And with the sword, you can always find the spot. The beautiful part about a sword or any sort of blade is if you do it right, you can cut into spaces, get it into spaces where there is more flesh exposed. But yes, that's fair enough. Like, again, against something like a Necron, a chainsword probably is a stupid idea. I'll give you that one. But against things like against the orcs or Pteranids, it would make sense.
Several vital points to actually take it down, even if you're atomizing it.
Not only that, but it's fantasy chainsaw. Fantasy chainsaw could work differently. Fantasy chainsaw could be a lightsaber, for Pete's sakes. Not actually a lightsaber, but you know what I mean. Be able to cut through things really easily like a lightsaber. You can't just think of it as just like normal chainsaw. This is Warhammer 40k. This is well into the future. We have Gauss rifles, for Pete's sakes. You don't think they can't make chainsaws better?
Then,
Really don't think they're just like taking apart chainsaws, strapping onto a sword, and calling it good. Well, I went into Lumberjack's house and I found this chainsaw. I figured, you know, sword, chainsaw. Let's make it happen.
looking at that, one of the things about the Eldari is they have psychers that use defensive, like, shield stuff on the troops. And their main ranged weapon shoots spinning little blades.
Sure.
But they have their own sects that fully focus on using powerful hand weapons. Or like a psychic spear where you hit somebody with it and it can drain their life. So
what you're trying to say
it's trying to combat what they were facing at the time.
So at the time, anyways, they were having to combat against like psychic shielding, which makes the Gauss weapon kind of, well, not useless, but not nearly as effective.
Right.
Because you're not actually hitting anything that's has DNA to it. It's iconic. But at the same time, now...
Well, it's not like they're creating new tech. You just established that they are.
Well, no. Okay. I'm not just talking about Necrons here. I'm actually talking about just, like, everybody. I understand, like, for instance, why the orcs use it. Because, well, I mean, they like hitting things.
They like tearing things apart.
Well, let's just get to the point anyways. They just like hitting things. And they're not very good shots. So the best they can do anyways is run up and hit you with an axe. Which is very effective. But, you know, I think, honestly, the reason why they kept using axes is that they couldn't teach any of these orcs how to shoot, and they got so disappointed and so depressed about it that somebody came up and said, well, why don't we just use an axe and just hack them to pieces? And the other orc said, oh, I can do that. And then it became a thing. But, okay, yeah, I understand the orcs, and, like, for instance, the Tyranids. I understand that, too. Because they're fast-moving and they've got giant claws. Yeah, I get it. But, like, the Eldar, humanity in particular is the one that makes me kind of wonder. And Necrons, you kind of described why they still actually have melee weapons, which makes actually very elegant sense. But
the Eldari, I kind of already explained the fact that let's face it, their main ranged weapon, catapult shuriken.
Sure.
Okay, their tech hasn't really advanced much, so that's why they have these separate sects of things that actually wield weapons that actually are successful, which happen to be hand-to-hand weapons.
Which I think they've actually found out in the 41st millennium doesn't work too terribly well against, like, I don't know, Space Marines.
Yeah.
And like 85 plus factions of them that there are.
And then just, like, punches them into paste. But,
well, unless it comes to, like, for example, energy weapons, which is one of the weapons that humanity has also gotten recently, which is basically something that can almost a lightsaber. Almost.
I was supposed to say, so lightsaber.
Well, anyways, yes. Okay, I do have one last thing I need to mention. With the Gauss Reaper. They put an axe head on the end of this thing.
You mean the Gauss flare?
Or flare, sorry, flare. Thank you, Yuxin. I just don't understand how that works mechanically.
Yeah, neither do I.
I mean, you might as well just have, I don't know, robotic arms anyways that you can just like make your fingers into blades and stab somebody with. It's got the same range to it. Well, yeah. Do you get it, or do you have even a thought process of how that would work?
No, I don't get it.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to look more into that.
I
But-
mean, maybe they're trying to get as close as they could to, like, the Necron Lord's war scythe. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it's just honestly just decorative.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of weapons, anyways, have all sorts of different things.
See,
that
the
are
bayonet
designs that
makes
are
more
just
sense because you
honestly
can
there to look
stab someone who comes close
and
to
don't get
you.
me wrong, it does look pretty cool. It just doesn't look efficient. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have. Join us next time for our simple thoughts about the Necrons, including how they conduct themselves in combat, as well as our personal views of their empire.
Indeed. And don't forget to send those questions to www.asharaka.com.
Yes, and we will answer those questions next week. Right?
Right.
Right. Until next time, this is Zekthar and Yuxin, signing off.
So there you go, everyone. Again, this one was only 33 minutes. This is the reason why it lasted so long is because, me. But yeah, no, if you guys are interested in learning more things like that, I would highly recommend you guys go check them out. Now, there's a couple of things that I would like to input. This is more based off of, a YouTuber perspective, an entertainer, if you will. One thing is having music playing in the background, just soft music, just kind of soft ambience. Just something to so if there's ever a bit of silence, it's not, just dead silence. It doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be super prominent, but just having a little bit of background noise can make a huge difference. Something subtle. Now, another thing I would recommend is not just having people, just reacting to the questions that you get on your website, but also for, like, say, if I left a comment on your YouTube video. By the way, just going to leave that like there. Like, if I asked a question down here, like, why do you hate like, if I just typed in, like, why you hate chainswords so much, man? Or something like that. I would definitely recommend looking at both the website and your YouTube comments, because the problem with doing it on the website, like, say if I go here. So my question disappeared. Hold up. I did have a question that was on here. Interesting. Well, one of the things that's required is you have to put your email in there. You guys saw my email. Oh no. Now I'm going to get a bunch of spam email. That sucks. Luckily, there's no social security on there. Anyways, the problem with it is not everyone wants to leave their email information, but you can always leave a YouTube comment. So it's just something that I would recommend is also looking at both that and the YouTube comment. And speaking of which, if you all could do me a favor, I'm going to go over. I don't know if there's no one watching on Twitch right now. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. If you guys could go click on that video and just leave a comment down here. Just leave a question. You guys heard everything that I heard. You guys were here for it. Go and leave your question. Just leave a question down here. And maybe they'll answer it. Certainly hope they would answer it. And again, I would also recommend checking out this website so you can stay up to date. And if you guys do want to learn more and want to hear more about these discussions, go ahead and subscribe. I'm subscribed. You guys like me, don't you? You guys think that what I like is cool, right? Well, I think this is cool. You guys go check it out. But yeah, no, I think it's also on Spotify. Oh, I don't have access to. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick then. I would also try to get I have to actually look. I have to be logged in and sign up and whatnot. No. I guess I could log in. Hold on. Oh, okay, it's right there. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, let me search. Oh, it is there. Ah. Let me get Spotify, and there you go. You guys have links to all the different places that you can look at for this. Highly recommend it. I think it's fun. I think it's also fun to think about. It's also, you know, if you're not a giant, like, yeah, let me turn the music back on real quick. If you are not a super huge fan of Warhammer 40K, but you just like trying to hear these different things, like for instance, I'm not the biggest Warhammer 40K buff out there. I know practically nothing about it, but from what I'm hearing and what they're discussing, I can at least think about it in a real world logic sense and go, okay, again, like the whole Necron bolts bouncing off of people and bouncing off of other things. I just use logic for that. I didn't think about it too hard. I didn't like think about, oh, okay, I need to start doing research on Necron technology. It's like, no, let me just think about this from like an actual weapon perspective, or think about the different things that, you know, what I know about trajectory and how different weapons react, and from what they're saying. And again, you do learn some history about them. So, you know, I'd recommend checking them out. All right. That being said, I've done all I could do. It's up to you people now. So we do have another hour before my video goes live. So, Pokemon, anyone? Let me just, you know, this means I have to change a bunch of stuff. So let me just bring up my camera real quick. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Excuse me. Oof. All right. All right. I don't know why I had Smash Bros. Oh, that was Smash Bros. I had turned on. That's why. Oops. I'm not even gonna change the title. We're just gonna do this. Okay, with that, we are good to go. That's not the screen I wanted up. There we are. All right. Just gonna connect to the internet, and then whoever would like to join me can join me. I guess also we could turn this off. Got him, Links. You got them, Links? Wait, that's not happening today, is it? Okay, no, it's just next week. Oh, we're getting Teleon. Cool. It's gonna be sick. Wait, are these two coming back? They're coming back. Interesting. Wait. Wake and wake. Okay, I know. They're just coming back. It's fine. We don't need them. We don't need them. Question is the Ghost Terror Raid still going on, or is that done? Looks like it's done. Yeah, it's done. All right. Well then, again, this is open raids, so anyone who wants to join in can. I might just play with randos for a bit until people start going, oh yeah, I want to join. So let's see what we got, shall we? Now that I've done a lot of advertising for my brothers, let me just advertise myself in a little less than an hour. It's gonna be time to watch that video that I've been working on for the last 4 months. So if you guys want to see some fun, there's English for you, some funny, I highly recommend you come, you stick around, or you at least go get some lunch, or dinner rather. Go ahead and grab whatever it is you need, and then come back in an hour. Wait, what moves do I have? This'll do. This'll do. And now anyone can join. Anyone who wants to. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, no, Ghost Fire type works. Also, we're getting visited by Kaiba. Hopefully he doesn't start throwing money at the situation. That would be unfortunate. So what's everyone up to today? How's everyone's Sunday/Monday going? Lucario works. You could use Lucario. I don't think Palmot's got anything going for it. Of course, Iron Hand. Probably gonna post some of it. All right, all right. I can't wait to see it. Oh, that's a Pokemon I'm hearing in the background. Oh, I get it. All right. Just gonna change something with my Terror Raids thing. I'm gonna edit the video. Why am I gonna edit the video? So that the premiere starts in 4 minutes. That way I have plenty of time to advertise it everywhere. There we go. I wonder what this person's thinking. Is this person thinking, or is this person just AFK right now? Probably AFK. Probably isn't aware of the situation. But they swap Pokemon. I don't get it. All right, well. This person just decided to make life hell for everyone and just wait. Hopefully no one DCs. Hopefully they didn't DC. That'd be... No, if they DC'd, they'd be gone already. Much like my love for the finer things. Like social activities. Anyways. Alright, this should be easy. Except for the fact that I know that the first thing this Iron Hands is going to do is belly drum. And then this thing's going to go ahead and lower our stats. I should have added Calm Mind just to be safe. You know what? I'm going to... Okay, his defenses fell. That's fine. That's fine. And there we go. Problem less solved. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, you know what? I'll do it again. It's not gonna remove stats from himself again, is it? There's no way. No, it's gonna bring up his shields, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. I knew it. I knew it. And then flamethrower. How little damage that does now. So that's gonna do. Oh, that actually did a fair amount. And he healed again. And it's burned again. Suffer. Suffer. You're never gonna be able to attack us well. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's reduced it. Get burned again. Get burned again. Yeah! You know what? I will be the driving force that saves us. Never mind, we're just gonna kill it right now. Someone else already did. Perfect. And then flamethrower. Perfect. Be gone. Hot. No, I don't need it. I don't need it. Oh, wow. Those were some fine pulls. Some would say the finest. All right, another thing we can do is we can just go to the Poke Portal. Look at Terra battles. That way I don't waste all my Terra raids. I wasted already my 6-star one. I wish they did more 6-star ones during the game. I mean, during the day, instead of just one. Bug-type Vaporeon. What's good against Bug again? Oh, it's not going to matter because I won't be able to join, but... Flying, I could use a flying type. Although it probably knows an ice type move. Where is my... Walking Wake? Probably put Walking Wake somewhere where it's easier to find him. There you are. What? Hey, at work tomorrow is my Friday. Hey, congratulations! You're almost there. Like, what level 100 Pokemon do I have that I could use? I guess. I'm here for support. I'm here to dunk. As long as no one forgets that it's a water type first and picked a fire type. I wasn't paying attention. No one picked a fire type. We're good. Peachy. You know what? I will capture this bait moron just to see if it's a water type. I mean, just a female, I mean. Oh no, why do you have yawn? And I missed. Why specifically a female? Because it just looks like a female one, huh? It doesn't have to be a copy pasta thing, Twisted. What's a copy pasta? Best way to describe it is anything that you can copy and paste as a joke from the internet. You know, like from 4chan. I'm just gonna screech it again. Quick, everyone take advantage of its crappy defense right now. Oh, they should have waited a turn. They should. Whoever did that, you fool, you fool, you absolute idiot. And now I can't do anything because this Pokemon's probably about to breed up its shields. Just as long as it doesn't remove any status effects from itself, you know, like its lower defense. Okay, our stats, that's fine. Lower our stats all you want. That's fine. This is fine. I do not want to smash the dog. Thank you very much. Ow. This thing's gonna have Ice Beam, and I'm gonna be very upset when it... That actually works. I'm a terror. It's a dog. It is a dog. All the evolutions are dogs. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, I don't want to sleep with the dog. Okay, we still got a chance. We still got a chance. Then go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. We got this, we got this. Everyone lay into it. Here's I'm gonna do some smashing, Super Smash Bros. Smashing. You're gonna enjoy that Super Smash Bros. Smashing. And of course I'm asleep. Drill peck, drill peck, drill peck. Let's go. Come on, double damage. Oh, this does nothing. Oh, we're screwed. Oh, we're screwed. No! We didn't even get close. People were getting knocked out too early in the game. Hail Mary for no reason, even though we don't stand a chance. And then I take myself. Yep, there we go. If we lose, I'm going down on my terms. What is it about Vaporeon that's so difficult? Start to rain. What difference does it make? You're about to release your energy anyways. Oh, dang it. Well, back to eating more candy. To make myself feel better about myself. It's weird. I've yet to be successful with a Vaporeon raid. What is it specifically about the evolutions that are so difficult? Like they shouldn't be, but they are. Okay, it's a dragon, ice type. I mean, it's a dragon. Ice type Terra. So theoretically, if I just use Annihilate, fine. Of course, if I can't join, it's a different problem. All right. Probably won't be able to join this one, then I'll have to refresh. Man, is no one really doing Terra raids at this point? Because usually these pages are like full. Hello, Hello, Mr. Twisted. Excuse me, you could have just said my full name. Rude. 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 Cancel culture bead like. Yep, there it is. So this thing's probably not going to have any moves that I should really be afraid of. That is, unless I can't join. Seriously, what's with these postings? There's only like... Sure, I'm Twisted's manager. Plus, he's already gone. He's already gone playing Smash Brothers. What are you talking about, King? Sir, I'm Twisted's manager. And... Doesn't mean you can't say my name fully. Thank you very much. I'm also his lawyer. Well, guess what? I also have a lawyer. So, And his therapist. You might need some therapy yourself if you're doing all 3 jobs. That's a lot of stress to put on yourself. Do therapists have therapists? Would that be therapist session? What if the therapist has a therapist? Or their therapist? Wait, well, this one's gonna be easy. Unless, of course, they don't allow me to... Unable to connect. No raid was found. Oh, so that's scientifically impossible. You can't be orange juice. You're not made of citrus. Right, you really need to stop eating these Sour Patch Kids. They're gonna give me a tummy ache. Plus, I have Chinese food I'm gonna be eating after our video. I would love to, Cat. Do you have the code? Normal type annihilate, eh? I see. I don't eat Sour Patch because I eat Band-Aid teenagers. I don't eat Sour Patch Kids, I eat sweet adolescents. What? I was gonna do a fight with Terra Glacia until I connected to the internet. I wouldn't mind a Terra Glaceon. Oh wait, do you mean like the Terra Glaceon was like an actual Glaceon that was just running around in the hub in the world? Probably not the greatest word said out loud out of context. I eat sweet adolescents. No, I meant 6-star raid until it disappeared, but because I connected to the internet. Oh, that's dumb. Well, anyways, you got that code? You got that code? I'm ready. Oh wait, is that what? I mean, I think people are gonna be able to see it anyways, because I'm just about to type it in anyways. Which is weird, because you're already there, and yet... Okay, I was about to say, no, let me in. You all know exactly what Pokemon to bring with me. Actually, I don't know what Pokemon to bring with me. That's not true. I know what Pokemon to bring with me. Already. Alright. I think Awhile is alright. It's normal type Terra, so it's really not going to have anything that's going to be able to hurt you like think of. It might have Thunder Punch. I doubt it has Thunder Punch. I doubt this thing. Only one way to find out. We're gonna find out the hard way. And then I've got that sweet booster energy, yo. My star is gonna hate me. Go ahead, hit me. Okay, that was with a critical. I was about to say, dear Lord. What is this? Real shonen vibes from this music. Okay, you can remove negatives. That's fine. Uh-oh, who died? Who died? Friends coming together to beat ass. Kick ass and chew bubblegum. Look how little damage that's doing. Okay, that's actually scary, though. Okay, that was a crit. Was it a crit? Ooh, okay. It started to do more damage. If you could do like a health recovery, that'd be fantastic. I'm just gonna bulk up. Just bulk up. Or health. Health works. I said health, which is exactly what I wanted. Never mind. You're good. You're good. You did what I asked. I appreciate it. Okay, that's just not fair. Oh my gosh, with these critical hits. Oh my gosh, with these critical hits. I can't. I just can't. You might want to do a defense cheer. Or bulk up. Bulk up works too. I too am going to bulk up. And then I'm going to tear a fighting type and kick it in the face. Never mind. Health. Health, please. Health regen. Oh, wait, you've probably used all your stuff, or haven't you? Shit. I got it. I got us. For the sake of keeping us alive. I swear, if it gets another crit, How do you keep getting crits? You didn't even use focus energy. What is this malarkey? Oh, did you die, cat? Oh, that's unfortunate. What is that malarkey? That Marlar. Not be that hard. Sorry, it's fine. It's fine. What level is your Quackavali? Fuck of all. $100. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm thinking this is gonna do. Here's what we'll do. Well, before you start up another one again, let me do this. Let me do something real quick. Since I use this for so many raids, let me just go ahead and give it all the IVs it needs. All max out its IVs, I mean. Oh, we can attempt it again. We've got time. The video doesn't start for another 28 minutes. We're fine. Yes. Oh, wait, you wanted to go again? Yeah, I wanted to go again. Everything but special attack, because I don't care about special attack. We're not using a special attack. Special attack is doo-doo. Another time, they're Autobots. Did you already close it? It's all good. I've got a real addiction to Sour Patch Kids. I need sour candy. Like, I need, like, actual sour candy. I remember when Warheads used to actually be sour, and now I think they aren't as sour as they used to be, because now when I go again, you want, that'd be cool. I'd like to try it again. Like, it's been a long time since I had anything that's, like, actually sour. Anything that's, like, actually sour that's meant to be sour. Hi. Hi. Yes, I am an esteemed gentleman, little carrots. Yes. Speaking of which, let's go check out the cottage real quick while waiting. Just let me know when you're set up, and then I'll go ahead and open up the Poke Portal. It's dead. Like my soul. Light of purple for Jinjo. It's so pretty. It's just pretty. Her music shakes you right down to your soul. I know. But she's scared. She's a scared little girl. I know she's much older than Synth Code. All right. I know she's older than me, but she's a scared little girl. I keep challenging her to a rap battle, but she keeps turning me down. Oh, look, it's another Vaporeon. But we're not going to do the Vaporeon. Nice. All right. Ready. Now I've got a little bit of that extra oomph. Just a little bit of extra, but it's enough. I should also probably EV train. Redistribute the EVs for Great Tusk at some point. So, you know, I'm sure there's some EVs that are strewn in random spots that I need to be taken down. I'm sure there's some special attack that I can take out. What's up, Rasuki? Why are you going home? I should EV train. You should. You should always EV train your Pokemon. I didn't mean to brick break. Okay, well, gauge damage. Perfect. Well, now I should definitely bulk up. Oh my gosh, could you not with the criticals? What's the percentage for a critical? Like 6%? How do you get 6%? Like 75% of the time. Oh my gosh! If you could do a health up, I'd really appreciate that. Actually, I got it. I'll heal us up. Never mind, you got me. Thank you. Woo, that's big damage. I've never seen something get... Oh my god. This is so stupid. I am livid at this point. Let me guess, crit? Because it just gets crits for no reason other than it can? Like, okay, did I miss something? Did it use focus energy at some point and I wasn't paying attention? Why do I try? Why do I try? Miyamoto-san, why? Why? Got nothing to do with Game Freak. Why? I don't get it. No, this isn't your fault. This game's busted. That's what's wrong. Okay, we're gonna pick a different terror raid. How about that? Let's not pick an Annihilate one. Because that's some BS. Because Annihilate doesn't have any abilities. I don't think there is any abilities that give you a higher crit chance. If there is, I know Annihilate doesn't have any of those. Here, let me find one that's good. Here, let's just not do that one. Let's find another terror raid. How about a flying one? Actually, no, let's do a normal one. I'm not angry with you, Cat. I'm angry with the game. You have nothing to do with it. The game's just broken. Like, that is... some grade A BS. Like, either it somehow got to use focus energy and no one was paying attention, or the game's just buggy and she's like, oh, it gets crits all the time now? Sure. Crits all the time. Sounds fair to me. Oh, well, now my eggs are hatching. And I'm not going to make it that far before another egg hatches. Would you like to do another Terror Raid, Cat? I guess I should ask that. Would you like to do a different one that's not Annihilate? Again, sorry. It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. No, don't get sad. It's not your fault. I'm gonna go and continue some of the chores left in the house. Okay. Well, I hope those chores go well for you then. Hope you're back in the next 18 minutes so you can catch the movie, the video. Yeah, sorry. Stop apologizing. You didn't do anything wrong. You are fine. The game is not fine. You're fine. The game is... Again, there's a reason why I've stopped playing this game as much. Kept using bulk up, which doesn't increase your crit chances. It just makes it stronger and bulkier. All right, let's see what this is. Nope, not worth it. I mean, Corviknight would be a pretty cool one. Wow, not a lot of people online today, I see. Is it not even level 100? Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I should just use the Typhlosion I've gone. Except for it's not EV trained. That's a terrible idea. This one isn't EV trained either, I just realized. It's more EV trained, though. It's go time. Start the match. Let's do it. Oh, cool. Shiny Talonflame. Good for you. You know what? No, don't do that. Yeah, just flamethrower, right? Ow, that hurts. Why does it hurt so much? It's burned. What now? Now you do half damage. What good is your hone claws gonna do you now? Oh, that's actually bad. Oh, I should not have used flamethrower. I should in fact have. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Yep, there it is. I'll probably have time for one more terror right after this. Oh, yeah, no, we're screwed. We're screwed. Alright, maybe we'll have time for another terror raid after this. 2 terror raids. All right, well, that didn't go as planned. Quickly, we open another one. Quickly, 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 go, 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 go. Gengar, sure. Not gonna allow me to join, is it? It's gonna take too long. It's gonna go, nope, sorry, not available. Sorry, unavailable. And one thing I've noticed is I get TikToks, people who repost their TikToks over onto YouTube Shorts. And I do have to admit, the more I hear the generic female voice, the more I want to punch that person who did that voice in the face. In the vase? In the face. I want to punch her face too. I want to break all of her vases. And then punch her in the face to end it all. Maybe smash one of the vases over her head in the process. Look what this random YouTube influencer did to me. What generic female voice? The one from TikTok? Yep, that one. Do you know someone had to record the voice to begin with, and they just used that, unless they somehow really did design a artificial voice, which I doubt. They had to have someone's voice in order to. I hate the TT text to voice female voice so much. It's stupid. It sounds awful. Like I said, whoever was the originator of that voice probably will make quite a bit of money, but I want to break all the vases over her head. And then maybe soccer in the face. Oh, now it'll let me refresh. Now that I've already selected another one. Okay. We're going to try to see if we can get into one more terror raid. And after that terror raid, we're going to call it good. Because we're getting close. Only 9 minutes away before the premiere of my video. I'm glad I spent so much time just writing my script on my iPhone while at work. Because now I don't have to write a script. I've already got the script. Sure, we'll do cloth. Yeah, her voice is irritating, isn't it? Oh, don't tell me I'm not going to be able to join any of these either. Really? Just let me join. Let me join one. I don't have time for the shenanigans. I'll see if I can join one more. If I can't, then we're just gonna call it good and we'll just chit-chat for a little bit. Unamas. If only the Glaceon one didn't reset, we could have done that instead. Yeah, we could have. Then we could have blasted away with fire. Like, I still don't understand why. I think that was just it had to be a bug of some kind, because there's no way mathematically that unless it had like an item, was holding an item, which, as far as I'm aware, none of the Terror Raid Pokemon hold items. What was I saying? Right. No, as far as I'm aware, Terror Pokemon don't hold items. So, the only other way that it could have happened normally is if it used focus energy, which it didn't. It never used focus energy during either of the times we did the Terror Raid. I don't even think it can learn focus energy. No, it has to be able to learn focus. Yeah, of course it can learn focus energy. It can learn focus energy. It's so stupid because mathematically, I think it's, again, like a 6% chance to get a critical hit, and yet it was getting it every single turn. The game was buggy. Connect to net resets raids, I think. That's why I still had one more Typhlosion and a couple of Blissies. Oh, was it a Blissey raid again? Were they doing Blissey over the weekend? Oh, man, that would have been good. Oh, well. Now I got all these useless Charmanders. Great, where did I put the Talonflame is the question. Alright, just gonna do this. Is this the one with Flame Body? It is. Perfect. They brought the Blissey Raids back with Typhlosion. Alright, we'll save. Alright. Lots of eggs, lots of eggs. Next is Inteleon, I think. Ice Tariant Inteleon. I wonder why Ice type. And yeah, no, I did see that it's supposed to be Inteleon. I saw that as I turned on the internet since, you know, it gives me the news articles. Trying to shove the DLC down my throat. Again, I ain't buying the DLC unless Aeron's in it. If Aggron's not confirmed, no dice. Again, getting crit every single turn when I shouldn't be getting critted kind of solidifies this game is broken and needs help. I know it's not actually mathematically impossible, but it's definitely mathematically implausible. Implausible. I would be fine with that. And again, the only thing you get for pre-ordering it is the Hisuian Zora, right? Which I already got one in a surprise trade, so I don't need it. Oh, we're getting close. Then again, it depends on Aeron. It's available for both versions and not version locked. I swear, if it's version locked and you can only get it for Violet, I'm gonna be like, nope. Well, see, that's just more indication that I wouldn't buy it. Then I'd be like, nope, not touching it. All right. Oh, we almost got the 10 likes. That was pretty cool. We had 10 people watching at one point. Jeez. And new skill uniforms. I don't see. I've been wearing the same uniform the entirety of the time I've owned this game. I don't care about new skill uniform. Oh, right. Well, I'm going to wait until we get to the 28-minute mark, and then I'll start doing my outro. All right. So this is fun just sitting here. Apparently I should do like more podcasts type things or just talking. You only need to bring me one, hun. You only need to bring me one Aeron. I could do my own shiny hunting at that point, but I appreciate the thought. I mean, if you're offering to do it and I don't have to do the work, I appreciate that too. All right. So let's go ahead and close that. Go ahead and change this. And I just realized I closed the music from earlier. That's no bueno. Go back to history. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to the time. It is close. It is close to the time. Are you ready for a video? Let me hear the hype. Post over here. Aeron sweep. Aeron sweep. Aeron sweep. Hype. There's the video link. And if you don't want to click on the actual link itself, don't worry about it, because I'm redirecting. We'll be over there, and the video will start in 4 minutes. I want to thank everyone who stopped by today. I hope you all went and checked out the videos that I told you guys to. And I will see you all over on the video. I hope you're all excited. I'm super excited. I put a lot of love and time into this. So much time that tomorrow I'm going to go through the process of advertising it. Spending money to advertise it. That's how much love I put into this, that I'm going to actually spend money to put more love into it. But anyways, I will see you all over there. And it'll start in 4 minutes from 6:30. So, like 4.5 minutes. Thank you everyone so much for watching today. I love all your faces, and I'll see you over at the video. Stay safe, stay awesome, and as always, until next time, rock on!